I want you to know that you are not behind. You are right where you should be. So stop comparing yourself and your timeline to other people's. We have to decide what is meaningful to us. Your timeline is laid out for you and for you to decide what the fuck you want to do with it. Now I'm going to make my life into what I want because I have the power to do that. Hey y'all, my name is Gina and welcome to the Go Gina podcast. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. So we're just going to get right into it. I actually got to a car crash a couple weeks ago, actually as of like the day before yesterday. And I have just been panicking about the lack of time that I have, as well as the fact that our time is not promised. As someone who's in their early 20s, I'm 23, I think that that's something a lot of us who are living on our own, maybe haven't figured out our career path, or are just not feeling like they're where they want to be yet. I feel like a lot of us are really, really stressed about the concept of time and not feeling like we've accomplished enough or that we'll never get to accomplish enough. That's something I have really, really been dealing with a lot lately. I'll go back into the car crash thing a second. I have been struggling a lot with feeling inadequate and like I'm not doing enough with my life. And like I said, I just turned 23. So I think turning 23 was a really big kick in the ass, okay? Turning 22 was a kick in the ass too, because I was like, okay, this isn't funny anymore. Now I can drink legally, and I've been able to do this for over a year, and I'm actually an adult, not just fucking around and can do whatever I want. Like, I have to get my shit together. And whenever I turned 23, it was a pretty bittersweet thing. You know, I'm still so fucking grateful to be here because there's been so many times where I thought that I wouldn't make it up until this point, but I started to feel really down on myself and just that I'm not doing enough with my life and time moves by so fucking quickly. That's really what I was getting at there. You go from being 17 and like I said, just turned 23. I still feel like I'm 17 years old. I don't feel like time has really moved, even though it is absolutely fucking sped by. And that's part of the reason I think I'm so stressed out about it is because in 2 years, I will be in my mid-20s. And I feel like I just graduated high school. Like, I don't feel like it was but like 2 fucking seconds ago. And even sometimes when I'm out and there's other young people and they're like, oh, I'm 19. I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm basically 19 too. And then I realize I'm like, bitch, no, you're not. Like, you are growing up. And that's a beautiful, wonderful thing to, you know, have the ability and the opportunity to grow and to get more years up under my belt, I guess you could say. However, it does really stress me out a lot when I think about all the things that I want to do with my life and the fact that maybe I'm not financially stable enough to do them, or I don't feel well enough, I'm not doing good enough, I don't have time that I need to accomplish things I want to. And going back to that car accident, that really fucked me up a little bit. I'm just going to give you the little story on that. I was driving to work a couple weekends ago, and if you don't know, I work 6 days a week. So yeah, I wasn't in the best mood driving to work anyways, because I was like, okay, I'm going to get off work today and then I'm going to have one day just to get my shit together and start the whole fucking rat race over again. It is what it is. That's not really the point. However, I was on my way to work and I was just thinking about how little time I have and the fact that there's so many fucking things I need to do and all these thoughts, everything is just fucking spinning and spinning inside my head. And I am 1 minute away from work. 1 fucking minute away from work, guys. Not an exaggeration, less than 60 seconds, I would have been parking and walking into my fucking job, okay? And I'm going down this ramp, or getting ready to, and it's kind of like a blind intersection, so there's a bridge, and then I was going underneath the bridge. So where the other car was, I could not see them, but the other car, as I was going straight through a green light, he ran the fucking red light. Ran that motherfucking red light, smashed right into my car, okay? And I had tried to swerve to avoid him, so I didn't see him till he was basically like hitting my car. But what I tried to do was I tried to cut over, because I was in the right lane and I was trying to cut over to the left, and I did cut into the left, but he never hit his fucking brakes. None of that shit happened. And he slammed into me on my passenger side. So he T-boned my car, and then he hit me so hard that it pushed me into the guardrail on the other side of the car. Oh my fucking God. Has driving been absolute hell lately? But I pulled over to the side of the road, checked out the damage, made sure that I, was okay. And I just started fucking sobbing about it. I was like, oh my fucking God. Like, he could have killed me. He could have killed me, because had I not swerved, the damage to both my car and my body would have been significantly worse, because it gave me another second to get a little bit out of the way, away from him. But I've not been doing so well, if I'm being honest, since that whole car crash situation happened. Along with being terrified of driving, because I've been absolutely terrified of driving. I used to fucking love driving. It was one of my favorite things in the world, was to go on a long drive. Anytime we would go on a road trip, I was always the person who wanted to be behind the wheel. I just loved fucking driving. It was something that I enjoyed so much. But along with being terrified of driving, it really solidified the idea in my head that, okay, so I might feel like I don't have enough time, but also my time is not promised. I have no idea when, I'm going to pass away, because that's a fact of life. We, if you're alive, you're born, you go throughout your life, and then one day that life must end. And I hate to be all fucking morbid. I'm always morbid in these, by the way, guys. I am a very morbid individual, apparently. At least online, I suppose. But it really did put everything into perspective as far as that goes. So part of it really terrified me, that someone could just make the wrong move and you never know basically what could happen. Someone could run a red light or run out in front of you and hit your car the wrong way, and that might be one of the last breaths that you take, or the last breath that you take. You never fucking know that. And it really made this whole fear and anxiety and just stress around the lack of time that I feel like I have turned up to fucking 100. It was maybe at 20 before, and then it went to a fucking 100 after that car crash. And the car crash really kind of shook me up a little bit, both physically and mentally. But I realized after it that I needed to get this kind of fear of not having enough time, and also the time is slipping away aspect. I needed to get all of that shit under control, because I have no control over it, of course, but I needed to get control of the way my mind was processing that and what I was doing with that information. As some of you may know, I have OCD, so obsessing is one of my favorite things to fucking do, apparently. I've been doing a lot of thinking regarding the minimal amount of time that we all have, and it's been really, really hard to figure out how I want to change the way I'm thinking about it, because on one hand, we don't have that much time. Time is so fucking precious, and it's also fleeting. But on the other hand, stressing about not having enough time will not give you more. So sitting at home and thinking, oh my fucking God, I don't have enough time, my life is miserable, all of those kind of thoughts and everything, that's not going to give you more time. And for some reason in my mind, and I know some people are also like this, by putting a bunch of energy and attention to a negative thought or something that's bothering you, it almost feels like you're putting work towards it, even if you aren't. So I think that's been a big thing for me, is I'm like stressing about all of this, and in doing all that, I feel like I'm somehow moving forward in changing my perspective or my mindset on the lack of time. Not fucking true, okay? In addition to the car crash, this morning I was scrolling on Instagram, a little doom scroll moment. We all know what that does for us. It's fucking terrible for our brains, but I was just scrolling through. I was like, what's going on? What's going on Instagram? What's going on in everybody's lives that I know? And there's this girl that I used to go to high school with, and she just broke this fucking crazy record in the sport that she plays. And I was like, oh my God, good for her. Fuck yeah. And then immediately my brain went to, but what the fuck are you doing, Gina? What are you doing that's so important? What are you doing that's breaking records or changing the world in any sort of way? Or what are you even just doing for your fucking self? And immediately, I just felt super fucking down on myself about that. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to give all of my attention into feeding into this negative train of thought that I have going here, because it's not doing me any fucking good. And I know that. However, it's almost debilitating whenever you see other people achieving things that maybe you want to achieve and you feel like you're never going to get there. But I do want to say something that I think maybe it was Mel Robbins, or there's another girl that I watch and she does a podcast, but I can't remember what her name is. But it was the idea that just because someone else achieves something does not mean that you can't too. Or just because someone else is doing good in life or doing these things that maybe you want to do or moving forward with this thing that you thought was going to be part of your life, it doesn't mean that you can't do those things too, or that there's not enough out there for you. Someone else achieving something in their life does not mean that you can't achieve things as well. If anything, that kind of jealousy that a lot of us experience over, well, they have already done this and I haven't done, something that may be that level of important to society, or I haven't done something that meaningful to for myself. I think it's important to kind of try and shift that jealousy into motivation, because if somebody else can do something, you can too. You absolutely can too. Do you have to put in the work to do it? Abso-fucking-lutely. You can't just sit on your ass. And this is something I do. I will sit and pity party and fucking cry about stuff and be like, oh my God, they achieved this. And what the fuck am I doing with my life? And that does absolutely nothing for us. There is enough out there for each and every one of us if we want to take the time and put the energy into getting the things that we want, or achieving the things that we want, or spending time in a way that is meaningful to us. So just because one of your friends just went on this crazy vacation, and they're achieving these things in their life, maybe they're getting married, they're having kids, which I don't really want anything to do with right now, not those things, but just because someone is achieving something doesn't mean you need to put yourself down and feel like you're not doing enough. If anything, look at it the way it fucking is. Don't let those negative thoughts kind of creep into your head. Look at it from an outsider's perspective. Look at the thing you want to achieve or the person that you want to be. What are they doing to get there that you're not doing now? If you're wanting to win a marathon, or at least run a marathon, and you're just sitting on your phone all the time scrolling and looking at all the people doing that, what are they doing that you're not doing? Are they sitting there scrolling and thinking about how bad they want to do a marathon? No, they're doing the fucking marathon. They're putting in the work to do that. They're training 6 days a week, 5-6 days a week. They're putting in the miles. They're putting in the time and the energy to do that. Scrolling and feeling shitty about yourself, and also damning yourself and saying that you can't do something just because someone else is, or that even if you do it, it won't be as good as what they're doing, is bullshit. Because that's not how the fucking world works. And I'm saying all of this, and it's honestly like a realization for me too, a lot of times when I make these podcasts, which is part of the reason I force myself to do them, even if I'm not feeling like going through it. But there is enough out there for you, just like there is enough out there for me. We just have to put in the time and energy. And we also need to take the time and have a little space for ourselves and decide what is really meaningful to us. Do you want to achieve what your best girlfriend on Instagram is achieving? Do you even want that for your life? Is that even where you want your life to go? Or is it that someone else is achieving something and you feel like you're not on that same level, and that's what makes you upset? Because for me, that's what it is. This sport thing that I was talking about, or sometimes even if someone's got a really fucking nice car, I don't even want the fucking car. I want the fucking money. I want the lifestyle. But at the same time, I don't know what their life looks like. I don't know how many hours they have to put in every week at their job. I don't know if they're miserable outside of having a ton of money. We don't know exactly what someone's life looks like just based off of what you see them posting online, their accomplishments, the car that they drive, the house that they live in, the friends that they have. We don't know what their struggles are, and it's not fair to put yourself in a box and say that you are some miserable piece of shit because you don't have what they have. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know how they had to get there, and you don't know what struggles they have that you don't have to deal with. And that's a really hard thing for me sometimes, to kind of put myself back in my fucking place and say, okay, Gina, sure, they've got the nice car, but what does their life look like outside of that? And I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. And unless you're willing to walk up to someone and have a conversation with them and ask them, how did they get here? Or what does your life look like? You have no reason to be jealous or to be envious, because you have no idea what is going on in the background. I want to backtrack a little bit to what I was saying earlier about feeling like we don't have enough time. I want you to really sit down and think about the life that you want to live and where you need to be putting your time and energy into to achieve that. Let's say future you runs this company, has this car, this house or whatever, these types of friends, these are the people that, future you surrounds yourself with. What is future you doing that you're not doing now? As well as what is future you not doing that you are currently doing in your day-to-day life right now? Let's say that you want to be in better shape and be able to do these things with your body and achieve these things like running a marathon. Maybe you want to start rock climbing, whatever the fuck you want to do. What do you need to do to achieve that? So do you need to start going to the gym? Do you need to take classes? Whatever the fuck. And as far as what future you is not doing, do you think the future version of you is doom scrolling for hours about how much they want to be in great shape or how much they want to get into rock climbing? Or do you think that they took the initiative to fucking do it? Because if you want to be that person, you do have to move forward with those actions. And you also have to get rid of some of them that are hindering you from doing that. So for me, for example, if I want to have these fitness goals and I want to do this, I need to get the fuck off my phone and stop thinking about getting in shape, because I think we do this thing where if we put a lot of mental energy into it instead of taking the steps, we're like, oh, that's part of the work. We're halfway there. No, motherfucker, we haven't even started. You have to put in the energy and the attention and take the fucking initiative to go do the damn thing, whatever the damn thing is. And as far as not having enough time goes, we have to look at the way we're spending our time right now. Are you spending your time in a way that is meaningful to you? Because I know for me, especially here recently, I have not. I actually had a fucking fantastic weekend, and I went outside and went hiking, and I also went to a trampoline park and just did all of these things that I love to fucking do, but I haven't been doing them because I'm so focused on I don't have enough time, I have to go back to work in a couple days, whatever the fuck. I'm wasting a lot of the time, and you probably are too, that you could be putting towards the things that you want to do and the things that are meaningful to you. You're wasting your time fucking worrying about having time and not actually putting energy and going to do the shit that you want to do because you're so terrified of not having enough time. I know a real big teller for me is I check my screen time every now and again, and when I'm really feeling like, God, I don't have enough time to do anything, I check my screen time. And you know what's up? My fucking screen time. My screen time is through the roof when I feel like I don't have enough time. Because what am I doing? I'm sitting there and scrolling and feeling so shitty and so bad about my life and feeling so fucking bad for myself that I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and wasting the precious time that I have. So I want you to take a look at your life and decide if you are spending your time in a way that is meaningful to you. Do you want to be spending 6 hours on social media every day? I know I don't. If you do, that's fine, whatever. But if it's not meaningful to you, we have to figure out a way to change that and to go and do the things that are meaningful, or to move our lives in a direction that is meaningful, so that way we can spend our time in a way that we love and that is fulfilling. A good way to kind of reset and to get a little bit of your time back is to really pay attention to, obviously, how much time you're spending on the things that you love and also the things that you don't love. And if you're like me and you're spending 50 plus fucking hours at work every week, that is a decent chunk of time. I will not fucking lie to you. That shit sucks sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you there. But outside of the things that you need to do to live, what can you do with the time that you have outside of that? And for me, jotting down the things that I want to do, the things that I want to achieve, and even just the shit that I need to get done that week helps me so much, because it takes it out of my head, which is spinning at fucking 365 miles per hour all the time, and I put it down, and then I can think about the steps that I need to take to achieve the things that I want to do and what I can do to move forward with the life that I want to live. I really want to get back into fitness and running in particular. It's something I've always really loved, but in order to do that, I need to go to bed earlier. I need to wake up earlier, and I need to get my ass out of the bed and put my fucking shoes on and go do the thing. I need to go do the damn thing instead of just thinking about it. That is something I've struggled with so much. Is like I put so much energy thinking about it and not actually fucking doing it, that I feel like I've already done it. I've already wasted so much of my energy thinking about it. At this point, it's like this horrific version of procrastination. I guess it is procrastination, but this horrific version of it that gets you absolutely fucking nowhere. And it's so hard sometimes to get out of bed and do the things that we want to do, take the steps to go and be the person that we want to be. It's so much harder to do that than to just sit there and think about it. And in reality, that's kind of true, but it's also not. Because if we do start to take little baby steps and move just a little bit at a time towards those bigger steps that will get us where we want to go, it's really not that difficult. You just have to have a fucking plan, especially if you're someone like me who needs plan. Because I will just willy-nilly my way through life until I've realized, oh my fucking God, I just wasted 6 years of my life. And I'm not saying I wasted 6 years of my life. I did a lot of shit that I'm really proud of, but I just feel a little bit behind right now. So I need to kind of refocus and think about, where do I want to go next? What is meaningful to me? So some of the things that are meaningful to me are taking care of my mental and my physical health. Two things that I've been neglecting somewhat here recently. Keeping a clean space. It keeps my head on my shoulders and I feel like I can actually think about the shit that I need to do. Working towards something, okay? So even if you've got all these things going on, you have to go to work this certain amount of days per week. What are some little hobbies or little things that you can do that are meaningful to you? So art is a really, really big one for me. I was having a really, really bad day the other night and I just sat down and I was like, okay, I'm going to sit on my patio. I'm going to sit outside, get a little fucking sun because God knows, pale as shit. I'm literally the same color as this wall back here, but I think I'm paler. Actually, I need to put time and energy into my hobbies and the things that I care about. And the second that I get my ass up and I start doing the things that I care about, if it's, drawing, painting, exercising, whatever, there's so much resistance right at the beginning. But it's when you actually take the time to do the fucking thing that whenever you're in the thing, it's so much easier. And you're like, why the fuck have I been wasting all of my time not doing this? Why have I been wasting time freaking out about, oh, it's going to take so much energy. It's going to take time. I don't have that much time. And I'm sitting here wasting time scrolling on fucking social media for 6 hours. What the fuck is that? When I could be doing the fucking thing I wanted to do in the first place. It doesn't make any sense. But it does though, because there's a thought process we all have about resistance, and our brains are hardwired to find the path of least resistance, which in some situations is really good, especially for work situations. If you can sit there and think about, okay, how can I batch these tasks? How can I get this done quicker? That's great. But when it comes to shit that you really want to do, just thinking about it's not going to fucking get you there. And trust me, take it from me. I have done that for so fucking long, okay? Oh my God. Another thing that's really meaningful to me is hanging out with my friends and family that I care about so fucking much. And that's something that I have not, up until recently, taken as much time and consideration, and oh my fucking God, I need to hang out with these people, because time is not promised and you want to spend the time that you have in a meaningful way. So putting time aside to go hang out with your friends and family, doing shit with them that you find enjoyable. I don't give a fuck if it's silly, okay? Me and my boyfriend yesterday got a bug catcher, okay? We were catching bugs and letting them fucking go. I don't know. Get back into that shit that makes you fucking happy, and don't let anyone's judgment or side eye stop you from doing the shit that you want to do, as long as nobody's getting hurt, of course. Don't let anyone's fucking judgment stop you from doing whatever you want to do. Is it childish? Maybe, okay? But I never want to fully grow up. I never want to be a sour fucking 80-year-old woman. I don't know if I'll ever get that far, babe. But I never want to be someone who's just so upset at other people for enjoying their lives and so bitter because I didn't take the time myself to do the shit that I wanted to do. I don't want to be bitter. I want to actually put the time and energy into things I fucking care about. And I want to be so enriched and in love and full of life by the end of it fucking all. Back to comparison a little bit. I'm sure you guys have all heard about comparison being the thief of joy. And that is abso-fucking-lutely true, because sometimes we convince ourselves that we're not as good as someone else, but also that we want things that other people have or other experiences that other people are going through. Do you even really fucking want that experience or that accomplishment? Or do you just want it because they have it? What do you really fucking want? And this is something I think that I've struggled with a lot, because in all honesty, I've really been having a hard time deciding what kind of career path I want to take or what the fuck I want to do with my life. And as much as I love fucking talking, I don't know if I'll ever get anywhere with this podcast, but I'm going to keep fucking doing it. Yeah, I'm going to keep doing it. So if you enjoy, keep listening, bitch. Yeah, I look at all these other people and say, oh, I wish I was doing that, because I'm taking the blame almost, or I think this is kind of what a lot of us do. where we say we don't have enough time, and that takes the blame off of us in the sense that we don't have enough time, so we'll never be able to get to do that. It's like, okay, maybe you don't have enough time to train for fucking 60 hours a week. Maybe you don't have that much time, but do you have enough time to take a little step every day towards the thing that you want to fucking do or the thing that you want to achieve? Do you have enough time to research about what you want to fucking do with your life? Do you have enough time to do any of that? And I want to tell you right now, if you got enough time to scroll on social media for fucking 4 hours or for 2 hours, 3 hours, even fucking 1 hour a day, you've got enough time to take a little step towards that thing that you want to do or towards achieving what you want to achieve in your life. And that's a real kick in the fucking face for me, especially because of the way I've been spending my time lately. Gotta say it. So stop comparing yourself and your timeline to other people's. Yours is yours for a reason. We have to decide what is meaningful to us. And if you want to achieve that, you have to take the time and put the fucking energy into that, because it's not just going to appear. If only things would appear if we think of them. I'd be in a fucking Maserati and I would have a fucking massive house if that was the case, okay? And it's also a big thing, comparison, especially for me when I was younger. I was like, oh, all these kids grew up with all this money and all this other shit, and what do I have in comparison? It doesn't fucking matter what you have in comparison. What matters is the steps that you're willing to take to get where you want to go. As well as, like I said earlier, we don't know what their walk of life looks like. There's so many kids and people that I grew up with that had everything handed to them. Every fucking thing they ever wanted was handed to them. And then when their parents, after they were an adult and their parents were like, okay, I'm not going to keep doing this for you, they have no idea what the fuck to do with themselves. They have no idea how to go out and make money. They have no drive. They expect everything to be handed to them. And that is a really unfortunate, really unfortunate thing. So I've definitely shifted my perspective from, oh my God, I don't have this. I didn't grow up this way. I didn't get to, go on all these different family vacations whenever I was a kid, to it is what it fucking is. And now I'm going to make my life into what I want, because I have the power to do that. Especially once you were an adult, a young adult, it's really scary because you've had someone, controlling you for your whole life or telling you how to live your life, and then you become an adult and then it's just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? There's nobody telling me how to live my life. And sometimes we can stay in certain patterns that aren't beneficial to us, but we've had them there for so long that they feel comfortable. And comfortability is not always a good thing. We have to step out of the box sometimes to achieve the things that we want to achieve. And sometimes you're going to get some funny fucking looks for it. And that's okay. That's okay. I don't want to be bitter. I don't want you to be bitter either. And I'd rather be the goofy old lady with fucking bright pink hair, nose piercings, tattoos, cutting it up with all the youngsters than somebody just mad as fuck because people are having a good time. I'd rather be weird than bitter. I also want you to take a little bit of pressure off of yourself, because I think that whenever we take the pressure off ourselves or, lighten up the weight on our shoulders, we can kind of see a little bit clearly about what the fuck we want to do and also where we want to go with our lives. So if you were like me and maybe you're doing pretty good or okay for your age, but you just feel like you're stuck. You're stuck in the fucking rat race. You're stuck worrying about money. You're stuck not fulfilling your passions because you feel like you don't have enough time. I want you to know that you are not behind. You are right where you should be. Okay, this is your timeline, and your timeline is laid out for you and for you to decide what the fuck you want to do with it. So stop stressing about, I missed out on this, I missed out on that, I regret all of this shit. It doesn't fucking matter. If you need to make amends with people and apologize, do that shit, because that will benefit you. And just in general, apologizing to people or telling people, that you're in the wrong and you won't make that mistake again helps, but that's not the fucking point. You're not behind. Your timeline is yours. Stop stressing about what the fuck everyone else is doing and start thinking about, what do you want to do? What do you want to do with your life? What steps do you need to take to get there? And not, what does my mom want for my life? What does my dad want for my life? What does my friend want? What does my boyfriend want? What the fuck do you want? What do you find meaningful? What is important to you and what aligns with your core values, and how do you want to live your life? We have to start there. So take the pressure off your shoulders. Think about the way that you want to live your life. Relax a little bit and then move forward. You don't have to go full fucking fledged with it either. You can start small. Just put the energy and the attention into what you're wanting to do and into future you. Because if you do that lack of time, sure, it's still going to be there a little bit. Sure, you may not have every hour to yourself. You may not be able to devote every fucking hour towards what you want to do. But if you start taking the time and energy to do what it is you're going for, you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to feel a lot better if you're not doom scrolling and just looking at your fucking phone thinking about how much you hate your life and looking at all these other people living their lives, okay? Being jealous, envious, upset, depressed over what someone else's life looks like in comparison to yours does not change yours. It does not change yours one bit. You have to change that if you want to. You have to decide what is worth changing, what is not worth changing, and how you want to go forward from here on out. That is all I've got for you guys today. I know that was a bit of a long-winded episode. Before I actually recorded this episode, I said it was going to be short and sweet. It is never short and sweet. I am sorry, Sabrina Carpenter. We just don't have that around here. Fantastic singer, beautiful girl, by the way, but no short and sweet here. Long-winded as fuck on this bitch. But I love each and every one of you so much. So fucking much. And if you want to get in contact with me, I have my socials linked down in the description. I'm also taking guests on the podcast. I'm not sure if the first episode with a guest on will be out yet before this one will. I think it will, but if not, just go ahead and you can text me on Instagram, text me on Snapchat, and let me know if you would like to be a guest on the podcast. I would love to have some people on here. That is all I've got. I love you, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you so much. Bye.